like it's like needing that time at the end of the day to kind of like escape. So I feel like before we did it usually with like a margarita or a glass of wine and swerve. And I feel like it's very easy, especially when you've got a lot going on, to be like get it at the end of the day and you still got all these thoughts in your head, you still got all these things that you didn't do that I got to do this tomorrow, and to not have that time at the end of the day that you're used to, right? That time to just like, oh, let me take my mind off of it for a second.
All right, we're out. I got so many comments on this whole jazz rendition. I'll tell you that right now. As we're talking about things to let go of, you can let go of that one right there. No more jazz. Oh man,
Gotta switch it up sometimes.
but it's possible that they didn't even hear that because you were very low.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome. Apparently.
Oh man. Okay, so Queen, I want to get into what are some old habits that you have that you fall back on when you're stressed, right? So when you're stressed in life, when you're stressed in entrepreneurship, stressed in your relationship, whoever you're in a relationship with, got her. What are some things that you fall back on when you're stressed? So I have one for sure. I have a few, but for me, watching smack rap battles was something that I did a lot in college, and literally hours would go by watching just rap battle after rap battle. Shout out to Sam. We used to watch those together. But yeah, this hours would go by, and I liked it because it was so creative. You can be in your own space. It's lyrical. You get connected with culture. There's a lot of really dope, I think, dynamics going on with rap battles. But in 2021, last year, I said, for the entire year, I'm not watching a single rap battle. And I didn't. 2021, didn't watch a single rap battle. And let's go. But so much time I thought was being saved because before in 2020, I would watch rap battles while I did work, right? Impossible to do.
Yes.
Literally impossible. I was like, oh yeah, I'll just have it on as background noise.
Multitask.
I'll multitask while I write this email, while I create this proposal, while I think about this video, and I'll just have this in the background. The best part about rap battles is you need to be paying attention because
Right.
it's like the faces, it's the timing, it's the crowd. So long story short, a lot of stuff wasn't getting done on time, right? So 2021 said no rap battles. I watched my first rap battle last week. I had to. I was stressed. Y'all. A lot of stuff going on. I watched two rap battles. They're about an hour each. And then I stopped. But that was one of the actions that I do to revert to when I'm stressed, right? I want to kind of distract myself from what's going on. I want to be able to go into another reality. And that helps me not be stressed in the moment. So I did revert to some old behaviors and I watched two rap battles, but now I'm off the horse again. Okay. Cold turkey, I'm off. All right. But for you, Queen, when you are stressed, when you may feel overwhelmed, what's a behavior or a habit that you see yourself, or maybe you have to either you're fighting it right now or you're continuing to do it that you fall back on when you're stressed?
I feel like it's like needing that time at the end of the day to kind of like escape. So I feel like before we did it usually with like a margarita or a glass of wine and swerve. And I feel like it's very easy, especially when you've got a lot going on, to be like get it at the end of the day and you still got all these thoughts in your head, you still got all these things that you didn't do I got to do this tomorrow, and to not have that time at the end of the day that you're used to, right? That time to just like, oh, let me take my mind off of it for a second. Which there are other ways to do that, right? Than just drinking alcohol. But that was what we were used to. And so I think sometimes I find myself fighting that. Like, oh, and for that and for celebration reasons.
Yeah.
fighting that, like, okay, I got a lot going on, man. I would really love a glass of wine right now.
Yeah.
But trying to kind of switch my mindset from like, okay, then, take an extra meditation today. That, I know that that kind of calms me down. So I did that this morning. I didn't, I wanted to like get up and like get right to work because that's where my mind was at. But I was still very intentional about like going on my walk. I came back, I did my meditation because I felt that anxiousness a little bit. Um, so yeah, and then that did help right afterwards. I did kind of feel better. I felt at ease and I was able to I had a lot of clarity after that meditation session. I was
Nice.
like,
Come on, clarity.
I did some brainstorming. I was like, okay, I feel good, and then
Mm,
after that I was able to really attack my to-do list. But yeah, I think turning to a nice alcoholic beverage at the end of the night is one of my habits.
yeah. And I feel like that's I don't know if it's American because I feel like that's worldwide at
Yeah.
this point, but I feel like alcohol and other substances and even food has been that thing of when I'm stressed, I'm going to consume something.
Mhm.
So if that is, something that you're seeing in your own lifestyle, think about, okay, why do I do this? Does it actually help long term?
Right.
And then what might be a switch, right? A swap. We talk about swaps with food all the time, healthy swaps. What's
Mhm.
maybe a healthier swap that you can do instead of watching the rap battle, Devon? What's something else that you can do to help relieve your stress? Is it some meditation? Is it 5 minutes of reading? Is
Mhm.
it doing 5 minutes of the tuning fork, which is really good stuff, by the way? Is it stretching? Is it walk around the block? Like there is tons of other things that I know I can be doing in order to relieve my stress. So, you know, reverted back a little bit, but
I
I
had
was
a
able
glass of
to.
wine. I had 2 glasses of wine
You
too,
did.
but I felt the reason why I was semi proud of myself is because I didn't do it when I wanted to do it on Saturday,
Mhm.
which was the kind of celebratory one. I was like, I had a good week and I want a glass of wine, and we talked through it and was like, oh, you
Yeah.
don't want to set the precedent that that's what you do because the next week when you also have a good week, you're gonna want that. I was like, yeah. So didn't drink it on Saturday night, but then on Sunday I was like, it's the start of my birthday week. I'm drinking wine. So I let loose a little bit.
Turn up quick.
Sure enough.
Turn up.
I was like, that's gonna be the reason. We're gonna chalk it up to the birthday.
Yeah.
And I'm
Um,
having another one on Friday.
I'm sure you have a few on Friday. Yes, celebrate, Queen. Do you think? But that connects to this book that's behind us. Oop, right here. Hello. That
Product
wasn't,
placement.
yeah, it wasn't 100% on purpose, but that book is always there and I knew it was always there. But Atomic Habits by James Clear. Here he talks about triggers and
Hmm.
habit stacking, right? But in a positive way. So let's say you want to lose weight, so you want to start walking or running every single day. You start off by saying, okay, I'm gonna wake up in the morning at 5 o'clock, at 7 o'clock, at 8 o'clock. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put on my shoes.
Hmm.
The second thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go outside, I'm gonna lock the door behind me. And then after you've put on your shoes, you've locked your door, you've left your house. At that point, you're going to walk, you're going to run, right? It's the triggers and the habit stacking. But it works the opposite way in the negative way as
Hmm.
well,
Hmm.
right? If you get stressed and then you drink, if you drink and then you overeat, then you stay up late because your stomach hurts. You stay up late because your stomach hurts. You sleep in later because
Hmm.
you got bad sleep. You wake up later. Now you're rushing to get to work and you're driving crazy and you're stressed on the freeway. You're stressed on the freeway. You're not paying attention. It's
Hmm.
there's triggers and kind of cause effects that go down the line from that one decision. So if you can just kind of change your decisions up the food chain, right? Up that trigger train and trigger train,
Trick or train. Hey,
trick or
a trick or
treat.
trick.
But if you can again just alter those habits ever so slightly at the beginning, you can then change a whole series for the entire day. And then of course we know that the day feeds into the week, feeds into the month, feeds into the year, feeds into your life. So I know that kind of seems like, oh man, everything's from that one little action. Kinda
Yeah.
with with habits, with things that you're doing on a consistent basis, because we get stressed every every day,
Yeah.
every week, right? So how you respond to that stress will literally, I think, impact your life. Queen, go ahead.
I told I told a client like if you know what your triggers are to like when I get stressed I always do this thing. So if you go to that liquor cabinet and you grab that bottle of wine, like put something there to remind you,
Mm,
to do something else instead.
Mm,
right? If you, I mean, depends on how drastic you want to go. You could put a little sticky note that's like think twice, or with some eyeballs on. There's something,
yeah.
something that's just like something that makes you think twice, right? Because sometimes it is so reactive. It's automatic. You're not even thinking about it because that's what you normally do. So if you just make something, put something in there that just makes you think twice, you're more likely to like, okay, yeah, you're right. All right, let me not do that.
Mhm.
So I think that's just a little hack. That like if you know you always go to the ice cream drawer or to the liquor cabinet or whatever it is to this certain to the TV to watch something, like put something there that
Yeah.
makes you think twice about what you're doing and making sure that it right. If that's what you really want to do, then go for it. But at least you've thought twice and you're intentional about it.
Boom. There it is. All right. So think about that. Next, slight pivot, but still on the same route. What are things that you currently do that you think are helpful for your goal? Right? You think, oh yeah, I'm doing this, and this is gonna get me exactly where I need to be, but may not be.
Mm,
Right? Either you know they may not be, or you have a feeling like it may not be the right thing to do, but you still do it anyway because it's just a part of the routine,
mhm.
right? So I'll go first, and then the queen can hop on in. Why are you smiling like that? First off,
'Cause you're handsome.
it's a good answer. First off, always a great answer. Okay, well done. But I had a course that I think I assigned some other folks on the team to do as well. It's called the YouTube Marketing Strategy course, right? And this kind of goes through hashtags, it goes through video length, it goes through monetization. There's a whole bunch of just really good stuff about YouTube because we have a podcast. 96 episodes in. If you're currently watching, make sure you like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. We appreciate you. We need to get to 1,000 within this calendar year to help us monetize the YouTube channel and take it to the next level. Make sure you like and subscribe. But in that course, learn tons of stuff. But one for sure thing that I know I've been doing for like probably a year now is putting hashtags in the description.
Mhm.
And inside of this course, they say explicitly,
That's a high pitch.
they
Explicitly.
say explicitly, do not put hashtags in the description because YouTube sees that as hashtag stuffing, and it will rank your video lower because you're purposely trying to rank it higher by kind of cheating, right?
Interesting.
Right. It has a section that says tags in YouTube. Those are the hashtags basically. But I was putting the tags and I was putting hashtags inside of the description. So it was like, we don't like what you're doing.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that's the thing that's been stopping our YouTube channel from taking off. But in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, I failed the team. It's been me the whole time. Right? I was like, oh goodness. So I went back, started to delete some hashtags. Still have a lot to do because there's hundreds of videos on there. But that's one small thing that literally I was doing on autopilot. So much so I believe I was even telling the queen, like, oh, you need to put hashtags in your videos. I don't know where I got this information from, but I thought it to be true. And I was
Mhm.
doing it 100% because I thought that was helping. But come to find out a year, maybe 2 years down the road, that action may have actually been hurting me,
Mhm.
right? So really think about what's something that you do on automatic, and maybe you're one course away, you're one YouTube video away, one connection with the person talking through to learn it and actually find out that was the wrong thing to do. And that's not a bad thing. Like I rather have learned it now. I almost didn't assign that to myself. I was almost like, oh, I'll just assign it to someone else. They'll do it. They can teach me this stuff. But I was like, you know what, Devon, you should learn this too. Go ahead and take the course. I almost didn't finish the course. I was like, how do I really want to do this? And I was like, yes, your boss Asana said to do it. Go ahead and take the course. So I'm glad I actually did it because who knows if that is the one thing that's stopping us. I doubt, but if
It's
that
probably
is the
not
one,
one
it's
thing.
probably not one thing. But if that is one thing that helps us get 200 views, 1,000 views on our videos now instead of the 50, 80 that we're used to getting, I think that's a good ROI,
Mhm.
right? And again, never would have known if I didn't take the course. So do one thing this week, do one thing this month that exposes you to more knowledge or more people that maybe can help you shift your mindset. Queen.
Um, for me, I couldn't think of like a habit, but I just know that we have over the years have acquired a lot of different business ventures.
It's a
And
fact.
I think at, the late last year, late 2021, early 2022 had some kind of tough conversations on like, okay, like we need to really narrow down and focus. Like we've been
Mhm.
doing some things just because we said we would and because we've been doing it. And, is it actually getting us closer to our goal, where we want to be in 10 years, X amount of years.
Right.
So I think that having those conversations and really kind of assessing like, okay, are we doing this because it is getting us closer to the goal, or are we doing it because we've been doing it?
Yeah.
Right. And I think that, for some of the things it's been like, nah, we were just doing it because we said we would,
Yep.
and we've been doing it. And it became part of our routine.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think that probably the biggest thing that I've let go recently.
Mm.
That has been it's opened up a lot of time, a lot of energy, just thought energy.
Right.
Because I think realizing, and I think we talked about this on the last episode, about how you have so much energy to give towards different things. So
Mhm.
if you're
That was called the law of diminishing.
return.
Well done, Sinclair. Come in at the last second right there. Hey, it's all your money right there.
I was like, I'm not remembering this. He's gonna Woo. But yeah, so if you have like 10 things that you're working on, you realistically have about 10% of your time and energy that you can give to each of those things, right? So
Mm.
really narrowing down your 1 to 2 things that you're focusing on will allow you to give the most time and energy to those things and see the best return.
Love it. Love it. Hopefully y'all are be able to do some self-reflection. In this next section, I want to go through self-awareness a little bit
Mhm.
and think of the why we self-sabotage. So right now we went through the what, right? The what
Mhm.
is having too many goals. The what is watching smack videos. The what is doing things that aren't actually helping you get to the goal, but for some reason you think they are and you do them on autopilot.
Mhm.
Um, that's the what. But why do you do those things? You know? So you want me to go first?
Sure.
Cool. So for me, let's see.
I have one already if you want me
Oh,
to go first.
hit it, Queen.
Okay. Um, so for me, I think it kind of goes back to the conversation we were having with Anissa on I feel like there's maybe not for everybody, but for a lot of folks, it's like almost feeling like you don't I don't want to say that you don't let me draw this
Mm-hmm.
back. Feeling like you need a backup plan
Yeah.
because maybe you're not 100% sure that the one thing you actually want to do is going to pan out. So you have all of these other things lined up. So in case it doesn't, you have backup plans.
Yep.
And I think that that comes down to like self confidence, comes down to like how much you actually believe that you are going to make it happen, right? That you will, that your persistence, that your consistency, that your belief, that your all of this stuff is going to culminate into your vision coming true.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think that that's partially why we may add a whole bunch of things onto our plate and unintentionally self sabotage ourselves because now we don't have as much time and energy to put towards that one thing. And
Yep.
I think that you may do it thinking that it's beneficial because again you have a backup plan, but what's actually happening is again you are decreasing the amount of time and energy you have to put towards that one thing,
Yep.
which not only is going to decrease your chances of making it happen, if it does happen, it's going to take longer. But if it doesn't happen, you now also have a built in excuse, right? Because, oh, well, I was balancing all of these things, and, that's a valid reason why I didn't make my dreams control. I didn't make my dreams come true, or I didn't accomplish that goal, right? So I think that that is part of what
Yeah.
can can make us self sabotage a little bit.
But is that what makes you self-sabotage?
Oh, that was a personal question.
Yes, it was a personal question, Sinclair, to you.
Hmm.
Is that your why? Do you add more?
Yeah, I think that's I'm maybe not like the one thing, but I think that
Mm,
that's partially how I self-sabotaged is
mhm,
just having a whole bunch of things that I was working on.
yeah.
I want to do this, I want to do that. I see myself successful in all these things, but and yes, to answer your question, because now I'm even
Uh,
thinking back, like when we were kind of launching all these different ventures, um, I put health coaching on the back burner
Mhm,
because other things were more convenient, and there was always a reason, right? But in actuality, if I really thought about it, it could be just because I was scared that
mm,
I wasn't going to be I wasn't going to do what I really wanted to do with health coaching, and I had this big vision, and starting it meant I'm starting it and I'm doing this, right? But if I never start it,
mhm,
then
yeah,
I can say that this other business venture that I was working on, is the reason I never really dipped into health coaching.
mhm,
Um, so yeah, I think that that would be a reason for
yeah.
sure for me.
And I feel like it's interesting because for you, now it's the opposite. Now that you've started health coaching and there was this other kind of business venture that may have been stopping you from doing everything that you could have done in health
Mhm.
coaching, you weren't willing to give up health coaching. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right.
So I feel like it's interesting. What was that switch for you? The difference between a year from now, maybe a year and a half from now, when health coaching was I want to do this, but I'm not quite sure. You're
Mhm.
working your full-time job, you had all these other businesses, and you weren't, I think, willing to drop those businesses for this dream
Mm.
to now to where this is the dream and you're willing to drop the other stuff for
I think just I feel like this is my answer for a lot of things, but just getting started.
it. Mm,
I feel like I had been talking about it for so long, and then you were finally like, just offer some free sessions, like, right? Free sessions are easy way to get people at least you just getting you some practice, right?
mm.
I offered like free 30-minute sessions. Almost all of them turned into free hour and a half sessions,
Facts.
but it was good for me to just get the practice, right? Without the pressure. So it's like it's a free session, so
Yeah.
whether you walk away with one thing that was helpful, 10 things, or nothing, truthfully, it was like, okay, well, you didn't pay for it, so um,
You feel bad.
I didn't feel as bad. But I still came in with I'm gonna give it my all, right?
Mm.
I'm going to act like you just paid me $20,000 for this session. Um,
Manifest that someday you will be
mhm,
paying her 20,000. Best
mhm.
believe.
And the response that I was getting from people was like, "Well, this is you've given me a lot, like, and this
Yeah.
is free." Like, I actually had somebody tell me, like, "Hold back a little bit, hold back a little bit on what you're
Facts.
giving folks for free." So the fact that I was getting all of this positive feedback after I started made me like, okay, if I'm getting this and I didn't even charge anybody anything, like, shoot. Well, imagine if I did put all my time and energy. Imagine if I did have
Yeah.
my 40 hours a week that I'm spending, elsewhere, 50 hours a week that I'm spending elsewhere, and actually dedicate it to this. What can I make happen? So I feel like that is kind of what got me a little bit more confidence on, like, no, I think this is where I'm supposed to be.
Nice.
Yeah.
The lesson there is get started
Yeah.
with what you are passionate in as soon as possible. This is the freemium business model, right? How can you get started giving your content away, giving your brilliance away, giving your gifts away for free? And I love how the queen used that momentum to then be like, okay, this is now my path. I know it. And it helped her shed the other things that wasn't online with the dream. Right. So for me, I definitely struggle with this, with
Mhm.
the goals
Mhm.
thing. Now, what I don't know is what's the difference between the self sabotaging of having the multiple goals and truthfully just being a multi genius, a multifaceted person. You can just do a whole bunch of stuff and you don't want to stop doing this. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
And I feel like, not to toot my own horn, I am a humble person in real life, believe me, but I also know my brilliance and I like to affirm my own brilliance. And I
Mhm.
have everyone else do the exact same, right? If I know I can design games, if I know I can write books, if I know I can do other things, how do
Make
I
music,
make music? The music one is I haven't just
make films.
make films. We know that's a fact. Um, I think I'm about to answer my own question, but it's like, how do you narrow it down to only focus on one thing?
Mhm.
And what I think the self answer is, and I want to get your opinion on it too, it's finding a way to still laser all of those talents into as narrow of a brand or a product as possible.
Mhm.
And I think that's what you've been helping me like do better at. Like we've had the dream catchers, we have the Black Wall Street, the board game, we got the writing children's books, we got the I know you want to make films, but it was all kind of everywhere. And I think with Rose and Rodney, it's getting better
Mm,
at zooming in, right?
mhm,
Because it's still board game, Black Wall Street, still within the brand. Boom, now you have a book that's teaching still the same history. Boom, now you have a film that's still teaching the same history. If I wanted to make original music, well, cool, make original music for the
right.
film. So it's everything that you're making, all your skills are within the same umbrella. And I feel like sometimes we think we need to make new businesses and new ventures for every single gift. No, bring all those gifts together and make like a super Ultron, Transformer, Megatron type thing where all your gifts are now working together under the same roof, under the same brand.
Mhm.
That would be my advice to myself or other people like me. You got anything you want to sprinkle on that, Queen?
I think the other part to keep in mind is that you have a whole lifetime. So I feel like
Oof, I
the
hope so.
you hope so,
I
right?
hope so.
Um, but you don't have to do everything right now,
Mhm,
right? You can utilize, like, maybe put I think if you can find a way to funnel everything into one, that's probably ideal. But even if you can't, focus on one thing, get it off the ground, and let that, like, make room for you to be able to focus on other things, if that makes
mhm,
sense. Like, if you think about a brand, so, like, if you think about ETA, right? They started with speaking.
mhm,
He was doing speaking. They were that, and that's what kind of grew the business. So now they can do content creation. Now they have a real estate business. Now they have all these other things that they're focusing on. But it was ET speaking that really got the business off the ground and allowed the other ones to even blossom.
yeah,
So I feel like Black Wall Street, the board game, is like this the version of him speaking, right? And that is making room for Rose and Rodney, for you making music for Rose and Rodney, for
mhm,
you making films, things like that. So um, that was my 2 cents.
cool. Appreciate that.
Mhm,
One of these days, I think we need to do a real deep dive and figure out. I feel like you already have it. What our niche is.
mhm,
I was listening to a podcast, a YouTube thing with him 500 and Trap Wall Street Trapper, right? And I feel like him 500, his focus is leveraging credit for business and for financial literacy,
mhm,
right? It's a very narrow niche, right?
mhm,
Wall Street Trapper, his market is the stock market and teach people how to invest. Very, very small niche. So I feel like for yours is weight loss for women. Yeah.
mhm.
See, you popping. I just need to get like you. I don't have a niche yet. My niche is Black history, but I feel like that's too broad. We go work on me, y'all. We go work on me. Okay. I was trying to see if we got any ask declares online, but I got one for you, I believe. My ask declare for you, Queen. Oh, sorry. In case this is your first episode, Ask Declare was a nice little segment where we just kind of go through a question from the audience, from a guest, or from ourselves on the relationship journey, health, financial literacy, or business, right? So
Okay,
Queen,
okay.
we had a beautiful long dream vision of travel this
Mm,
weekend,
we did.
right? So, can you please, if you can travel to any place in the world, right? Because we're talking about stress right now, and I know traveling is kind of one of your things that de-stresses you.
Mhm.
It also kind of stresses me out, but at the same time, I do enjoy it as well. Um, where would you want to travel? Anywhere in the world to give you the most peace?
Hmm. To the most peace,
Yeah.
I feel like, honestly, like, Bora Bora, Maldives is coming to mind. Like a nice overwater bungalow.
Hmm.
I just And that's one of the next trips we were trying to make manifest.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's something about, just I love the water. I love the beach. I love everything about that's just my place. If I could take every single vacation to have it just, I want to see all the beaches in the world.
Hmm.
Like, that's what I want to do. But yeah, I feel like there's something about just, like, literally living on the water, like being able to take a nap, like, on a little canopy, literally right above the water, and just look down and see all the fish. Like, Be able to like wake up and just meditate literally right as like as the sun is coming up, see the sunset,
Mm,
eat on the water, like hear the water, go to sleep to the sound of the water under you. Like something about that that just sounds so peaceful.
mm.
And I feel like, yeah, it's so secluded that it's like when you want the adventure, you can go find the adventure, but otherwise, like just I just imagine it being just pure bliss and pure peace. I'll let you know how it is.
Yes, we're gonna make that happen for the queen, 100%. Y'all know. For me, and of course, if you're watching or listening, think about your own destination, right? Where would you want to go just to get your peace? It can be within the states, it can be anywhere in the world. It can be a place that you go to when you meditate. Thank you, Queen,
You're
for
welcome.
sending that over to me. Like, what is the word? I gotta find it. Oh, so for me, I haven't been here yet, but it would be another place with a lot of water, frozen water.
Interesting.
It would be
Alaska.
Alaska. I want to go where I can see, maybe this isn't Alaska, maybe this is Antarctica. I want to go where I can see the auroras.
Mm.
I love stars and I can stargaze for hours. Um, I love when I was younger, I used to kind of like just walk around the neighborhood at night, just looking at the stars. Like I just like it.
Just
I like the
roaming around.
stars. Yeah, just
Little
roaming
chocolate
around.
baby walking around.
That was
Mhm.
me. Uni camp like up in Big Bear, just up in the
That was
mountains.
nice.
Those stars, the shooting stars, like every 30 seconds. So yeah, stars really really calm me. So
Mm.
I would want to go to Alaska or Antarctica where the stars are just unadulterated, just beautiful, pure auroras. Yeah,
We're
that's
gonna
my
make that
spot.
happen for you, bud.
Thanks,
Hmm.
appreciate that. She said she's gonna make that happen. In case you can.
We're gonna make it happen.
Appreciate you. Okay, beautiful people. That is the episode 96.
We almost
We are
there.
almost to the centennial, almost to 100. If you have any topics you want us to cover in the second half of the 100, make sure you go ahead and let us know. You can leave a comment in this video, or you can follow us on Instagram, True Health, the number 4 ever. Okay. Queen, updates that you have for the people this week.
Well, it is my birthday week, so the next time you hear my voice, it will sound so different because I will be 28 instead of 27.
Right.
Everybody knows a 28-year-old sounds different. Anyways, so for my birthday,
Mhm.
I am offering, sorry, get excited.
Mhm.
I'm offering a 10% discount off of all queen to queen packages. And actually, I said that wrong. It's a $200
Ooh.
discount
Ooh, talk to him.
off of all queen to queen packages if you book your discovery call before my birthday, which is Friday, February 4th. So
Mm.
if you are listening to this, hopefully you're listening to this within the next couple of days, go ahead and go to queen2, the number 2, queencoaching.com and book your discovery call. It is a free discovery call, so you got nothing to lose. But you talk to me, figure out if the personalized weight loss program is going to be right for you. It is meant for those women out there who've tried everything. You've tried the pills, you've tried the shakes, you've tried the waist trainers, you've tried the keto, you've tried all of that, right? And maybe you gain it back or you lose motivation, you get tired of spending hours in the gym. I hear you, I am you. I made this program for you. So this program is designed to get down to the root cause of your weight gain because let's face it, the best way to solve a problem is to eliminate the root cause.
Mm,
Anything else is band-aid fixes.
mm,
So this is the program to help you identify the cause of your weight gain so that
mhm.
you can not only lose it, but prevent it from coming back. Queen to queencoaching.com. Go ahead and book your discovery call.
There it is. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Go get that. For me, big update for the week was just the release of the teaser of the coming soon of Rose and Rodney. That was
Oh, you got
dope.
rid of my
Uh,
You're welcome.
Thank you. Don't have kids. Okay, just wait a little bit before you have kids. Okay. Help! But shout out to Jair for capturing all that content. Man, Harry for editing it. The Queen played two, three, at least three
Three.
roles with her amazing, beautiful, maleficent voice. Shout out to Joy for coming through, Laura, my dad, my sister Toyota. It was a full family and squad effort making the first iteration of it. Super excited for it to be done. If you don't know, like one of my lifelong dreams in life is to make a movie. If you see in the background over there, like, it's like hundreds of movies
This
just
whole
everywhere.
side of
This it's
this
just
whole side of
movies.
me
I
is a movie.
love movies. I'm a visual person. I'm a auditory person and learner. So being able to make a movie has always been on my list. And this is like one step closer to making a movie. It literally it's a film.
Hmm.
It's a short film. So now I just gotta grow a little bit and get that into a tall film. We good.
That's it.
We good. So long story short, very excited for that. More details to come. As usual, go to playblackwallstreet.com. You can see an update of the Black History Adventures of Rose and Rodney. You can get your game today for just $40. It is on sale for Black History Month. You can also get the Masterpiece edition of the board game for $60 off. Go ahead, go get that while supplies last. $60 off the Masterpiece, the best edition there is so far. It's Black History Month, so we're trying to get this Black excellence into as many homes as possible.
Y'all
Okay.
don't go get that game.
Yeah, go get that game. Um, what else? Oh, lastly, we did a nice little photo shoot. So y'all gonna see some cool little flicks, you know what I'm saying? Come up soon. Of the king and queen just out here popping. Beyonce pose, Jay-Z pose. There's a lot of those stuff. Shout out to Jair and the family for coming through. Let's see. Anything else, Queen? You good?
That's it. I'm good.
That's it. Okay. Beautiful people, as usual, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to the amazing, to the impactful True Health Forever podcast, where we shall live our best life through the lens of holistic health. I'm your host, Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game.
I'm Sinclair, aka
The
the health nerd.
We hope y'all stay healthy. We hope y'all stay mentally wealthy. And of course, we hope y'all
Stay
stay
true.
true.
Thank you for tuning in to the True Health Forever podcast. We hope you learned something valuable that you can take and implement into your life. Now, we've all heard that sharing is caring, and this podcast is no exception. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, a family member, a coworker, a stranger walking down the street, anybody who you think can level up from this message. As always, we appreciate your support, and we'll talk to you next week. Be well.